Hello viewers, today's topic is contact lenses, specifically toric lenses that correct astigmatism. I've been using contact lenses since the 90s and wanted to provide some insight for those of you looking for a stable toric lens. First of all, I've used virtually every brand of contact lens in the marketplace at one point or another. I am not reviewing Alcon Aqua Comfort Dailies or Cooper Vision products because those toric lenses didn't stabilize on my eye for crisp, clear vision. It is worth mentioning only one of my eyes has astigmatism, so the other does not, and I did find Alcon products particularly quite comfortable for my left eye. But this review is about toric lenses for astigmatism, which requires stabilization on your eye for clear vision. So that's where I'm going to place my focus. I'm going to go through these lenses chronologically based on when they were released to market. Now, the oldest lens in this review is the trusted Acuvue Moist brand. This came out in 2006, and I want to start out with the positives. First, the Moist Toric product line has a feature called blink stabilization. What this means is that it's incredibly easy to insert into the eye, and it stabilizes on your eye more quickly than other toric designs on the front end when you first put it in. Acuvue Moist is actually quite comfortable, and the blink stabilization technology works well to keep the toric lens from rotating and causing blurry vision, especially when you first place the lens into the eye and for the first several hours of your day. I'll run through the list of perks. This lens has UV blocking. It also lives up to its Moist name by maintaining moisture well. Now, what downsides have I encountered? Where Acuvue Moist tends to fail is longer term usage, such as when you've been at work for 5 hours or you're outside and the wind's blowing in your eye. These lenses start to dry, as most lenses do, and the Acuvue blink stabilization technology is less effective in that situation, and it can start to rotate into positions that make your vision blurry later in the day when the lens is starting to dry. So be sure to carry some eye drops to help extend your comfort and crisp vision longer throughout your day. My biggest problem with this product, it's not the product itself, it's the fact that it costs too much. This is the oldest lens technology in this review, and they're still charging a high price. The average list price for a 90-day supply of Acuvue Moist, as of May 2020 when this video was made, is about $100. So value is not something Acuvue offers you, although they do have a good lens technology that's quite comfortable. Now, next in my review, since we're moving in chronological order, is the Bausch and Lomb Soft Lens, and their Soflens. This was released in 2008, so it's a few years newer than the Acuvue Moist product. First, I want to start with the positive. This lens is actually quite cheap. In fact, it is the most affordable on this list. A 90-day supply of single-use toric soft lens is only $55 online at most lens retailers, as of May 2020 when this video was made. Next to its price is that it's a reasonably comfortable lens. I do not think it's as comfortable as the Moist product. I will be honest about that. But it's still comfortable. It's not like it's a major step down, because I don't even realize it's there when I put it in after a few minutes. One perk I've found is that this is quite stable of a lens. It uses what's called a Peri-Ballast design to keep the toric lens from rotating. I do find that works well to remain stable throughout the day. What drawbacks have I noticed? Well, the product tends to dry out more quickly than the Moist product. Not all other competition, but it does dry out. And you'll want to keep some eye drops available for the last part of your day or after you've been outside, if wind has been blowing in your eye, for example. Another thing is that insertion requires a specific method for placing into the eye. Because of its design, you can't just insert it and expect it to auto-rotate into place. You need to look at the lens. I'm not going to take one out, but imagine I have a lens here. You have to look at a marker and make sure it's pointed down and vertically place it in your eye. You can't just insert it randomly. But once it's on, it is stable. However, this lens wins in the value department for a lens that's reasonably comfortable, lasts a good portion of the day without needing drops, and I can overlook that it's slightly more difficult to insert. All in all, I would buy these lenses over Acuvue Moist because it's literally half the price for the same technology and generation of lenses. So, third on my list, this is Acuvue Oasis. Still from the Acuvue brand. It's the newer version with technology that was released in 2015. This product is interesting. It's basically like Acuvue Moist in almost every respect, except oxygen permeability. I won't spend much time on this lens because it's basically the same as Moist in many respects. It's got Acuvue's blink stabilization technology, so it's easy to insert. Don't need to check for a marker on the lens and all of that and place it vertically into your eye. These are generally quite comfortable lenses. However, similar drawbacks to Moist. When the lens is in your eye all day and it starts to dry, the blink stabilization design is less effective at keeping this toric lens stable and thus keeping your vision stable and not becoming blurry later in the day. And this lens is actually slightly thicker than Moist because it uses a different hydrogel, so it's actually less comfortable than the older Moist product. Again, the only real benefit to Acuvue Oasis is technology. It's got a higher oxygen permeability and uses a different hydrogel material. Personally, I will leave the science up to those who are better able to explain oxygen permeability, or what's called a DK value. But several eye doctors have told me if you're taking the lens out every night, which you should be doing with a daily, and you're not sleeping in them, you don't need to worry about this. Oxygen permeability is really for people who buy lenses to sleep in for longer term, not dailies. So here comes the real problem though with Acuvue Oasis. While these are generally good lenses, these are some of the more overpriced products in the market. As of May 2020, the cheapest price I found for Acuvue Oasis for 90-day supply is $130. That's 30% more than the Moist product for no real reason. It doesn't have any benefit over it. The only measurable feature of this lens is oxygen permeability. That's it. Otherwise, it's slightly thicker and less comfortable. I vote on giving Oasis a pass. If you want Acuvue's comfortable daily toric with blink stabilized design, buy the Moist product. Oasis has no value for its higher price. Okay, so fourth and last on my list is Bausch and Lomb again. It's their Biotrue Toric series lenses. Here's Biotrue by Bausch and Lomb. So these are the newest lenses on this review. These were released in 2016, just a few years ago. Being the new kid on the block, these lenses are using some of the newest technology available and the latest hydrogel technology. First of all, I'm going to go over the positives of this lens. Whatever Bausch and Lomb did, they created probably the best lens I've used to retain moisture throughout the day. They advertise this, but I find it's actually true. It's not just their advertising claim. I found this to be the most moist product throughout the day, retains wetness to moisture the most. Ask any toric lens wearer, and the biggest problem is and always has been the fact that the lenses do not stay wet enough throughout the day, and therefore they can start to get blurry when the lens can't stabilize because it's too dry. Biotrue is not perfect. It can still get blurry later in the day, but I have found this lens to be the most advanced when it comes to all-day moisture. Other benefits include a relatively stable Peri-Ballast design. Once you insert it properly, it tends to stay in position and not rotate terribly. This also has UV protection and all of the other good stuff like that a modern lens should have, and it's incredibly comfortable. While it's not the cheapest lens in this review, the Soflens from Bausch & Lomb is the affordable option. A 90-day pack of Biotrue for Astigmatism, the toric version of this, comes in at only $90, which is less than this 15-year-old technology Acuvue Moist. So, it at least comes in as the second cheapest in this review. What downsides have I noticed? Well, Biotrue has the same problems as all lenses in general. When it dries out, it doesn't stabilize properly, and you have to keep eye drops handy. That's true with all lenses. But the other drawback is inserting it is more difficult versus the Acuvue competition. It has a Peri-Ballast design. That means it's thicker in the bottom to keep it stable. You have to check your lens marker, make sure it's pointed down, and vertically put it into your eye where the marker is pointed down. This is true of all toric lenses that are not using Acuvue's blink stabilization. But honestly, that's not a big deal. You can learn to do it quite properly. The benefit, again, of Biotrue is that it lasts longer throughout the day after the first few hours in terms of moisture and clarity because it maintains that stability because it's moist. So I might as well admit it. Biotrue has become my favorite toric lens. It combines comfort, moisture, and retention for the longest of any lens I've experienced so far for a daily toric. So it's a lens you can honestly wear all day with the least amount of side effects. It's not the cheapest product on the market, but it's also way cheaper than Oasis by a good 40%. And I found it's priced similarly to Alcon's Aqua Comfort Dailies for astigmatism, which I didn't review in this video as I mentioned earlier. So there are some contact lenses there for you to review or to ponder from my review. I hope this has been helpful to those of you who wear contact lenses, and finding the right lens brand for you is a difficult task, I know, particularly for a toric lens for astigmatism. Finding a lens that is stable, with clear vision, but one that remains wet and maintains that moisture throughout the day so they can stabilize and be comfortable and crisp. It's always been a challenge, but these are 4 products I've used a lot over the years, and I hope this helps you. Thank you for watching.